السلام عليكم. معاكم لايف من مرجع، معاكم عبدو سامي. اتمنى من كل الناس اللي متابعانا الاول تنزل كومنت كده تتاكد ان الصوت تمام. يا ريت الناس اللي بداوا يدخلوا على قلنا بس اذا كان الصوت مظبوط او في مشكله، يا ريت تسيبوا كومنت ان الصوت تمام او لا. الصوت والصوره تمام، ماشي. لؤي شكرا جدا جدا ليك. طيب انا بس ايه، دلوقتي اللايف ده هيبقى عن هنتكلم فيه عن منحة او برنامج ييل يونج افريكان سكولرز، ودوت عبارة عن 10 ايام بيبقى في رواندا او غانا. هنتكلم عنه اكتر لان الضيفة بتاعتنا النهاردة هي لورا، هي المانجر بتاعت البروجرام دوت في ييل يونيفرسيتي في امريكا. هي المانجر معانا دلوقتي، خليني بس اضيفها معانا في الفيديو. طبعا الفيديو ده المفروض اللايف ده كان المفروض كان امبارح، بس للاسف ما تمش عشان فرق المواعيد عمل مشكله. فكان للاسف في لخبطه حصلت فما قدرتش تبقى موجوده معانا. طيب يا ريت بس الناس بقى اللي من دول مختلفه. الصوت تمام، شكرا يا منى. يا ريت بقى من دول يقولوا لنا من دول ايه، يعني كل الدول يقولوا لنا. ناس، هل معانا ناس من الجزائر، من تونس، من موريتانيا، من السودان؟ انا شايف ناس من الجزائر. بالمناسبة المنحة ديت من أحد الناس اللي حضروها. كان الاثنين أخدوها السنة اللي فاتت من مصر، كان أو البرنامج ده حضروا، كان اثنين دول كانوا انترنز موجودين معانا في مرجع. أنا بحاول أضيف لورا حالا. تونس، مريم من تونس. طيب ما شفتش ناس من الجزائر خالص. ترى في جزائر، موريتانيا، السودان. طيب انا حاليا عشان الناس بس اللي بتتابعنا ما تقلقش ولا حاجه، انا بس بحاول اضيف لورا معانا في الفيديو. لورا من مصر. احمد عبد الحميد، ماشي يا احمد. الصوت والصوره تمام، ماشي يا عبد الرحيم. لورا. انا حاليا بحاول اتواصل مع لورا، نفس المشكله بتاعت امبارح، مش عارف. طيب عموما عشان الناس اللي بتتابعنا، المنحه ديت او البروجرام دوت للطلبه اللي هم في ثانوي عام، في اولى وفي ثانيه ثانوي، اللي في اخر سنه مش هينفع يقدم عشان، والخريجين مش هنتكلم عنهم خالص خالص. خلاص انا تقريبا زي ما تقولوا وصلت اللورة خلاص. find her. طيب بالنسبة the life will be in English only. So لو حد عنده اي سؤال بالعربي حطه بالعربي وانا هترجمه، بس everything will be in English. Laura is just joining now.
Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
Hi Laura.
Hello. Good evening
you?
everybody. Good. Sorry for the connection problems. Do you hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you very okay. يا ريت لو اي حد من الناس اللي سامعين صوت لورا كويس keep comment to the voice and sounds really well or not. Just
I'm having a lot of trouble with the video. I don't get the video through. So it's some static.
Okay. Okay. They said the sound is very well. Okay, Laura. Let me firstly welcome you on our live video.
I'm sorry, I don't hear you. It's.
Okay. Give me
I have no sound.
a second. Okay, give me a second.
Okay.
Okay. I think my sound now is very well. Can you hear me now?
Yes, yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Okay. Cool. Okay. That's cool. First, I was welcoming you and saying welcome to our live video. Speak about your program that you are offering at Yale University. I want from you to introduce the program and say a brief about the program that you are offering and the requirements and the period of the program to let our audience to know more about it.
Sure, I'd be happy to, and thank you for having me. And thank you for arranging this twice since I was unable to join you yesterday. I'm sorry about that, but I appreciate everyone tuning in. Yes, I'm going to give an overview of the program, of which students might want to apply, how to be eligible and how to make the application, details about cost and requirements and all of those things. If anything I say is unclear, just let me know. Obviously, I can't read the questions in Arabic, but you can put them in English and I'll take questions. And I have about 45 or 50 minutes, so I will only speak for maybe 15 or 20, so there's lots of time for questions. But I also wanted to say that if some students are listening and they realize YYAS is not quite right for them because they're already applying to university, I'm happy to answer some questions about directly applying to university. I've been working with African students and including Egyptian students for over 10 years on admission and financial aid, so I don't mind some questions like that too, but I'll put them at the end. Cool?
Cool.
Okay, thank you. So the program, which we call YYAS, that stands for Yale Young African Scholars, is an enrichment program for students who are still in secondary school. So I want to first say that this is a program for students who are between the age of 15 and 18 when they apply, and for students who are still in secondary school now, and I'll explain why that's important in a minute. But the program is designed for students from Africa, from all over the continent, and I know it's a little surprising to some Egyptians to find out that they are in Africa. Good for you, because Africa is the continent of the future. So all students from all African countries are participating in YYAS. We do have applications from over 35 countries. So it's a very diverse program. And the goal of the program is 2 or 3 different things. Everything about the program is related to how to apply to university for admission and for financial aid. We spend some focus on universities in the United States because we know that's where the most generous financial aid usually can be found for international students. But we will talk also about universities in lots of other places: Canada, the UK, Europe, Asia. Someone asked about Australia and New Zealand, and certainly on the continent where there are also several very good universities. So we talk about everything related to university. Why should I go? Who should go to university? What's the point? What are my strengths and my interests? What are my goals? Why would one type of university be the right place for me versus another university? And then, what is it like to study at those universities? How do I make a strong application? How are the different types of financial aid programs working? What are the policies? How do I apply for those? How do I make the strongest possible applications? Sorry, my phone dropped. So then once we, in addition to talking about all of those facts about university, students will participate in lots of different enriching activities around general academics. So this means that students will attend lectures by Yale faculty or by faculty or local experts from the countries where we are holding our sessions. There will also be small discussion-based classes, which are led by Yale students, African students mostly, who are studying at Yale, who come and help facilitate the program. And this is so students get exposure to what is it like to take a university class? What are the expectations? Especially small discussion-based classes can be quite foreign to students on the continent. It's unusual to be asked by the professor, what do you think? Do you agree with me? Why don't you agree with me? You know, it's shocking to question the professor sometimes, but we want students to experience this and to experience learning from each other and hearing different perspectives and ideas from people from all over the continent and learning from those diverse perspectives. So also we have a full preparation course for the SAT, which stands for Scholastic Aptitude Test, but is really usually called the Stupid American Test, that a lot of students have to take if they want to apply to universities in the United States. So we give students extensive SAT preparation material and guidance on how to do well on that exam. And then we do fun activities, lots of activities that are designed to introduce leadership skills, communication skills, entrepreneurial thinking and creative problem solving, intercultural experiences, all sorts of stuff that is really fun. It's mostly games that also teach you something along the way. So the programs are residential and about 10 days long. So students come from all over the continent and stay with us in the program. The program is hosted in Ghana and in Rwanda this year. Ghana is in West Africa, Rwanda in East Africa. We are hosted by boarding schools that have very excellent facilities. So all of us together stay in the dormitories, we eat in the cafeteria, we study in the classrooms, we play on the soccer pitch, all of us together for 10 days. And that's 150 students in each of the sites for a total of 300 in the year. And again, among that 150 students, we will have students from all over the continent, boys and girls. many different languages, ethnicities, religions, perspectives. It's a really fascinating chance to meet peers, other teenagers from all over the continent, and to know that there are students like you out there fascinated by many different things in all the corners and countries you never even heard of before. So that's a brief description of the program.
Okay.
I can
Okay.
speak a little bit about the requirements, or maybe there are some questions.
Yeah. Okay. I'd like to add a note that our audience from Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria is not from Egypt only. So that's a note for you, and also a note for the audience. Okay, if you have any comment, please post your comment, and we will answer lately after our the requirements, after hearing the requirements from Laura. By the way, the two that participated in this program last year in Ghana was Ahmed Farag and Verena was Marja interns. Yeah, so it was our pleasure actually to yeah, Ahmed just joined and said good job. So hi to you. Hi, Ahmed. Okay, I would like to hear about the requirements for who is students.
Yep, I'm glad to know that this is not just Egypt, but also Tunisia and Morocco and Algeria. We're very keen to have more applicants from all over North Africa. We just finished some recruitment in Morocco and Tunisia, actually. My colleague Dagan was visiting schools and organizations like March there, so this is very cool. The application is pretty simple, and it is designed to be similar to a university application, especially to the United States or to a Western university. So it's actually good practice applying for a university when you apply for YYAS. The application is online, and it asks the basic information that any application would ask. Who are you? Where do you go to school? Tell us about your family. Tell us about your activities, and then we ask for a transcript or a grade report, a list of your grades in school, only from secondary school. So you should have 2 to 3 maximum years of grades. We don't need grades from primary school. And we require 1 letter of recommendation from a teacher in secondary school who has taught you for 1 year. You can choose a teacher who would know you well from any subject. That choice is yours, but a teacher who can tell us a little bit about who you are, about your academic strengths, about your interests, about your personality. It's helping to give us a sense of you as a student and as a member of your academic community, of your school community. And then applicants will write some short essays. And there is a prompt for each essay, so it's very clear. We want to get to hear your voice, because everything else in an application is other people telling us stuff about you. They're telling us your grades or how you behave or what you do. But the essay in any application is when we hear your voice. So we will ask some questions and ask you to answer them. And I will say, again, I'm teasing the North Africans who forget that the Africa part of that phrase. One of the questions is, what does it mean to you to be African? So I would encourage you to start thinking about that. The good news is that we do not require the SAT or the ACT, and we do not require TOEFL or any other English language assessment. Obviously, the program is delivered in English, but we deliver the program to students who have many other languages as their first language, including Arabic. Yes, I see all the hearts. Everyone's excited when there's no
yeah, it's about
requirement. So, but
there's no English requirements.
Yes, exactly. Those tests are difficult, I know, and most importantly, they're very expensive. We don't want to require that. But we do expect that students who participate will have enough English that they can understand the activities, that they can share their ideas. So we do need English. And I would say if you are able to understand my presentation now, you will have no trouble at YYAS. So if that's a good measurement. So online application, grade report, and 1 letter of recommendation, and then some short essays. The deadline for the application is February 6th, so that's about 3 weeks from now. And I will say the deadline is very strict. The word dead is right in the word deadline. So that's how serious we take it here, especially in the United States and sort of Western culture. We're very serious about being on time. So the application really will close at the deadline. So it's important to prepare everything in advance, especially requesting the grades, the transcript if you don't have one, and requesting the letter of recommendation. It's very unkind to your school or to your teacher to ask something at the very last moment. So you should be proactive and be requesting those documents early enough that they can submit by the deadline.
That's a great, thank you for notes. I like the part of putting those students in and the environment of living the college thing, that like discussion and network with other students and other things. I like this part very much. I hope I can be a high school student right now to come to be able to participate in this program. Actually,
I know I would love to come.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I have a question about the fund. Is it fully funded, or how?
That's a great question. Yeah, that's my next point. So I'm glad you asked that now. YYAS, I'm very, very pleased to say, and I'm eager to see more hearts. YYAS is free. There is no cost to participate for any student. There is no tuition. There are no application fees, no cost to participate. We do ask that students pay to transport themselves to the program. But we also understand that in the case of anywhere in North Africa, thank you for the hearts, traveling all the way to Ghana or to Rwanda is expensive. You must fly, obviously, and that is expensive. So for those students who qualify, we have travel grants. And so what happens is when a student is admitted, we would, and if they have demonstrated that they need travel support, we would give them a travel grant application. Fill that form, provide the details required, and then we will purchase the flight as well. So the only thing the student pays for is just get to the airport in Cairo or Tunis or Casa or whatever, and then get back from the airport when you return. We will, as a part of the program, we meet all of the students at the airport in Ghana or Rwanda, bus to the school, bus back to the airport later, and everything, all expenses, food and dormitory and everything else is covered. So it's either just pay the flight if your family is able, or apply for a travel grant. We give about half of the students who participate a travel grant. So it's very generous. We're very grateful that our program is funded by an organization in Zimbabwe called Higher Life Foundation. And we also do receive funding from Yale. We're located here at Yale University, but this is not a program to recruit Yale students. It's not an admissions program. It's really a program to introduce African students to university opportunities and to financial aid opportunities. So it's as an access program, we want it to be accessible to everyone. So.
That's amazing about the fun thing. I think the people the students like the part of fun, actually. A lot of parts. Okay, speak about for our audience, if you have any comments, please, any questions, please post it. I see all your questions, do not worry. I will start from the beginning when I start to your questions, to pass your questions to Laura. I'm just finishing some questions for you, specific questions will help you so much. Okay, I will speak about the recommendation letter. Actually, in Egypt, I will speak about facing the same recommendation letter here in Asian public schools. There are not a website, so there is no an institutional or corporate email. So how you said in your application you cannot write an email Yahoo or Gmail. How can he will do that? The student cannot do this. How can you handle this point?
So what we so for submitting the letter of recommendation, there are two ways the letter can be submitted. Students will do is through the application, as you're filling all of your information, you will fill the name and the email address of the teacher who will be sending the letter. When you do that, the application will send a link directly to the email address of that teacher saying, Ahmed so-and-so has requested a letter of recommendation, please, and all the instructions are there. They will have a link to submit. They submit through the website, it's no problem. If that for some reason is difficult or somehow the teacher can't manage to do that, the teacher can email the letter of recommendation directly to our address, african.scholars@yale.edu. The information is there. They can send the email directly, and it is okay if the teacher's email is Gmail or Yahoo or whatever, but the letter itself must be on the school document, school letterhead, so the name of the school, the location, the address of the school is there, so we know that it's not just a random document written by a random person. That's how we balance it out.
Okay, that's a good thing. Okay, we'll start to get to ask some questions from our audience. Okay, we'll start from the beginning.
Maybe if I can say one more thing about the type of students who participate in YYAS, and then if that doesn't answer any, and then questions for days is fine. So a lot of students ask sort of what is a typical day like, and what is a typical student? Who do we look for when we look for students for YYAS? And I would say, to answer both together, YYAS is a really fun program. I think so. Everybody says this. You can ask Ahmed Farah, but also it's very busy, very, very hectic. So we start with breakfast 7:30 in the morning, and activities go all the way to 9 o'clock at night. So it's very busy. So students will enjoy YYAS if they are willing to be very busy, and if they're willing to be really engaged. YYAS is not very engaged, who are willing to share their ideas and their questions, and who really want to meet other students from around the continent, because one of the biggest benefits of YYAS really is that network, a global network, once the students head off to university, of young Africans with a lot of potential who will be doing great things on the continent in years to come. So students really miss out on that network if they are too quiet or unwilling to participate or don't want to be a part of all of the activities. So we're looking for someone with good grades, good academic performance in school, but not necessarily the #1 student. That #1 student is going to be fine. Wherever he or she goes to university is fine. We want the students who really need this information and who are eager for it and will engage, and then will use it when they get back. And the last thing I will say is the using it when they get back is an important part. We hopefully want students who will share what they learn with others back home, but each YYAS participant at the end of the program is assigned a mentor, and that mentor will work with the student for 1 year after YYAS to be there to answer questions, to offer guidance, maybe someone to proofread the essay before you submit, maybe ask questions about, oh, I learned about Colgate University. I wonder, do you know anything about it? What do you think? Is it a good fit for me? So there's someone that they can talk to about what they learn at YYAS for the rest of the year. And we want students who will really participate in that mentorship as well. And the mentorship is why we want students who are still in secondary school, because if you're already out of school and you're applying right now, you don't get the chance to enjoy that mentorship and benefit from that. So that's why we require students be still in secondary school. And then I'm done. Now I'll take any questions you have.
Okay, thank you so much for raising this answer. Actually, I was about to ask this question, what the typical student applicant for this program. Okay, there's someone said that he's still in the secondary school, but he has 20 years old.
Unfortunately, students who are over 18 are not eligible. If you are 18 when you apply, this is fine. It's okay if you turn 19 like in May or something, no problem. But if you are already 19 or older by the date of the application, by February, eligible.
Okay.
Sorry. However, I will say for students who are not qualified because of age, but who want much of the same information, in a couple of months' time, we are going to be releasing a website on our YAS website, a whole section where we will be collecting all of the information we share in YAS and posting it there for free for anybody to look at and for anybody to use. So we will make a big announcement when that becomes available. So stay tuned. But there will be a lot of resources there to help students who are too old for YAS.
That's amazing, and we will share it on our on Marja for sure for people. Okay, there's another one said he's a Yemeni from Yemen, but he's living in India. Can he apply?
Not if he's living there permanently, only if he's there on some kind of exchange program. So for instance, like Team Tunisia, hi Tunisia, I see that you guys often go to the US for one-year exchange programs. It's very cool. I don't know what it is with Tunisia, but it's very cool. So those students, maybe there's a Tunisian student in the US right now on a one-year exchange. That student will return to high school in Tunisia and is welcome to apply to us. But if the Yemeni student is living permanently in India, that means not in school on the continent, unfortunately not eligible.
Amazing. Okay, Kareem is saying, hi Laura, it's Kareem from Cairo. I just want to know more about your criteria, standards, as well as postgraduate, I think. I think, Kareem, you have to cut your comments to make it in each question in each comment, because you cannot write the whole comment in the whole question in one comment. There's no, and I think it's postgraduate. I think it's out of our live
we
video.
could talk maybe a little bit at the end, but yeah.
Okay, great. Again, okay, George, if I'm 33 years old, has bachelor's with bachelor's degree, can I find a scholarship? Check Marja, George. Check Marja. You can find scholarship that suits you. Okay, Kareem, there's someone said hi. Abdu is saying for me. Okay, thank you, YYAS. Thank you so much. Abdullah again. Okay, exciting, amazing. I'm from Tunisia. Hamuda. I'm EMT. How can I find a work or study more about? Can you help me? Okay, Hamuda, it's out of our topic actually. Okay, Anas saying, I'm taking a gap year. I have just graduated from high school last year. Am I eligible to apply?
Not if you have already completed secondary school, no.
Okay, and Abdul Wahab is asking about what are the conditions. We spoke about the conditions.
I can say a little bit more about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Would be nice.
Just quickly. But to the other gentleman who asked about, I'm on a gap year, or your students, maybe I'm still in school, but I'm 20, so I'm too old. I would encourage you to go to the Amid East or the Education USA office in your cities. I know for sure these are in Cairo and Tunis, Casa and Rabat, maybe Marrakesh, I'm not sure, but these offices are there to advise students who are interested in studying in the United States. They have information about application, about SAT, about TOEFL, about financial aid. And Amid East particularly may have information also about other countries. The British Council offices publish lots of information for free about applying to the UK. So there are offices and programs that have resources for you if you don't do something like YAS. You can find stuff out there. So the conditions, the program is hosted at a boarding school. So we have a full school contained within gates with a guard at the front, the typical thing so there are dormitories separate for boys and girls. We eat in the cafeteria together, just like in a school. Sports facilities, classroom facilities, the usual things, very good quality. Both of the schools hosting us this year have really excellent facilities. And you can see on our website which schools are hosting us, so you can go to their sites and see pictures and show your mom and stuff that you will be seeing.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, the question from, or it's not a question, actually, it's a comment from Marwa. It's really interesting. I wish I were at high school now, but I'm in my first year at university, actually. I hope so, wallahi, Marwa. Actually, you can check Marja, you can find the programs that suits you at your university. Okay, there's another one. Hello, can I talk to you for a second? It's urgent. There's someone, he's saying, can I talk to you for a sec? It's urgent. Actually, post your comment here and we'll answer. Gamal, what about university graduates who are wishing to go for a master's program?
YAS is a program for secondary school students, so we don't have any information about graduate school, but you can find the same information at Amethyst, Education USA, here at this program as well, so I'm sure you will find other resources.
Okay. Okay, Sammy is asking if someone not from Africa, but live in Egypt, can he apply?
Interesting question. I think we don't mind what your passport country says. Like, say your passport is like Turkey or something. If you're living permanently in Egypt, for example, or other African country, yes, you would be eligible to come, but you must be a permanent resident there, not just temporarily there, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What about girls at nursing? She is 17.
I'm sorry, I didn't follow that one. You're reading, okay, sorry.
Okay, yeah, I finished. That's the question. What about girls at nursing? She is 17. Thanks. That's the question. Okay, can Muhammad clarify?
We certainly have girls and boys, so she can apply. If she's still in secondary school.
He's speaking at nursing schools. Muhammad, I think Muhammad means nursing schools, I think. Can you clarify the question more? Okay, Mirhan, does this program support master's degree? Okay. Actually, Mirhan is for high school students, actually. Okay, I have a question, Laura, about the structure. You said that you are offering for 150 students to participate in this program from the whole Africa. How is it, how many from Egypt, how many from Tunisia, how many, it's structured, there's a quota for each country or not?
So in total, it's 300 students, 150 in Ghana and 150 in Rwanda. So it is 300. Okay. We do not have quotas. We do not have any minimum number from any country or maximum. But we do want to have a great deal of diversity. We want to make sure that there are many different countries in Ghana and in Rwanda. So I would say we would have something maybe between like 20 to 30 North Africans at each program, maybe, or more. We're not targeting any. It could be 40, it could be 10 if there are only 10 good applications. It depends on the quality of applications, mostly how many we will have at the end of the day.
Okay, amazing. Another question about the selection process, how it's going on after the application. What will happen? There's interview, or okay, I will travel directly, or what will happen after?
Right. There is no interview unless we are unsure about the student's level of English, in which case I would probably call this. I would request to have a phone conversation like this, a video phone conversation with the student, maybe just on WhatsApp or Skype. Otherwise, no interview. We make our decision based on the application. So our process is actually a little different from university in that we have, well, it's common for university applications to be read by at least 2 different people, and then a committee will discuss those reviews and make a vote, right? But where we are a little bit different is the first person to read your application will be one or two of the Yale students who facilitate the program with us. So Yale African students studying here who work with us and are the facilitators of the program are the first readers of the application. And applications from North Africa are read by a North African. And then the second read of the application is done by me and my team, one of the three of us, and then the three of us together, we will take the recommendation from the first reader and our own recommendation, and that's how we decide. The decisions will be released on March.
Okay, amazing. Okay, Muhammad answered, yeah, secondary nursing college. Secondary nursing college.
We don't mind what kind of secondary school the student is at, as long as the student is qualified by having a full curriculum. We need, we hope that students will be coming from a school where they study math, science, language, history, the usual stuff.
Okay, I have a question, another one from Serena. I would like to know if there are applications for PhD student, for Tunisian student. It's out of our topic, Serena. We are speaking about this program for high school students only. Okay. Okay. We are about to end our live video. Okay. Your time, and thank you so much for your time, actually. But I need the last thing that you, or last advice that you would pass for the applicants, anyone who are applying now or who wish to apply this year or the second year or next year. What is your advice for him or her to take care while filling the application?
Sure. So with any application of any kind, you remember that is your first presentation of you as a person and as a student, and as someone who desires access to the program that you're applying to. So the application is your first impression. You want to make a good impression. The way you do that is to make sure everything is complete, everything is carefully done with no errors, no typos, no missing information or incorrect information, and submit that on time. It's fine to communicate with us or any organization you're applying to. It's fine if you have questions, reach out, send an email. I usually say the only, there's this expression, there's no such thing as a stupid question. I think the only bad question is the question you don't ask. Why would you sit there in ignorance, unable to move forward in your life, instead of asking? You should just ask, it's fine. So don't be shy to ask. You want to make sure you've investigated that information first. It doesn't do any good to write like, Dear Harvard University, what is your address? Like, you can find out their address on their website. So don't ask silly questions, but don't hesitate to communicate when you need support. We get things in this world by asking for them and by going after them. They don't just fall on us like rain. So we want students to be really proactive. And showing that proactivity, showing that eagerness to be in the program is a way that you make a good impression as well. So don't be too shy. I think in general, really as I said earlier, we're excited to have this interest from North African students. In the past, not many North African students have applied, and so we'd love to see more. So come see about YAS. That's it.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, we have, I think, one of YAS alumni, Tariq Alwi. He's saying that YAS was one of the greatest experiences I have ever lived so far. So apply. A good note, Tariq. So thank you so much for raising this. Yeah, thank you so much for raising this. Okay, we are at the end. We reached the end of them. So sad to say so, but okay, it's time out. I think that the most interesting point that the people like, our audience liked about the program, the fund is funded, or everything is funded unless only the transportation, and you can apply for it after applying, and also that the program are making you to live the college experience and to the network that you will have during this experience. So apply, and it's a great program, and motivate. And if you know someone he didn't watch this video, let him know if you see that he's qualified, let him know to watch this video and apply for this program, because it's an amazing program actually. And I would like to, it's your turn, Laura. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be in this live video with us and to support
my pleasure.
those inspiring leaders in the future actually, as I
well, thank you, and thank you for your efforts to share all of this information. It's really, I'm sure so many students have been helped by March, by you just collecting and sharing all of this information. So thank you also. Together, this is how we do it, right? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everybody.
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you, Laura. شكرا لكم يا شباب، شكرا لمتابعتكم. في النهايه كان حد بيسال على اسمي، انا اسمي عبده سامي. يا راجل انت ما تعرفنيش ده كله، ده انا بعمل لايفز على مرجع بهبل. طيب عاوز اقول لكم في الاخر بجد قدموا البروجرام ده عظيم جدا، وبعد ما تقدموا تقدروا تقدموا على الفند بتاعهم كمان. زي ما قلت لكم في 2 من مصر السنه اللي فاتت من الانترنز بتوع مرجع قدموا واتقبلوا وراحوا وخدوا الفند ده. الاثنين اخدوا الفند كله، واعتقد طارق كمان عمل حاجه زي كده. برضو بنهي لكم اقول لكم ان الانترنشيب بتاعت مرجع دلوقتي فتحت، عشان اللي حابب يقدم الديدلاين بتاعها خلاص قريب، يعني في خلال شهر هيقفل. فتحت من يوم 7/1 اللي فات. ادخلوا على مرجع هتلاقوا الانترنشيب وقدموا عشان تبقوا معانا في تيم بتاع مرجع، تشتغلوا معانا في مرجع، وبالمقابل ده بنساعدكم ان انتوا تاخدوا منح. زي ما نقول احنا بنحاول نساعدكم ان انتوا تاخدوا منح على قد ما تقدروا. الانترنشيب لاي حد من اي دوله، مش شرط من مصر بس. anyone from Tunisia, Algeria, Sudan, Somal, Syria, anyone from any country, even if you are in US, you can apply for this program. هستناكم في اللايف اللي جاي. عاوز اقول لكم اللايف اللي جاي هيبقى عن منحه حكومه المجر. منحه حكومه المجر اللي بتقدم بكالوريوس وماجستير، وغالبا المنحه دي للمصريين دلوقتي، تمام. وفي برضو بعض الدول الثانيه ينفع يقدموا في المنحه دي. المنحه موجوده على مرجع. المره الجايه هنبقى معانا حد هو كان انترن معانا في مرجع واخد المنحه دي وهو دلوقتي بيدرس بيها في المجر. استنونا في اللايف اللي جاي. مع السلامه، وكان معاكم عبده سامي من مرجع. شكرا، مع السلامه.